good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours. Welcome to the exciting storms of darkness in Dublin. This evening's scene is going to take place in the Tsar's Bounty restaurant. However, unlike their normal fare of borscht and heavy meat stew, etc., this evening, needless to say, they've gone all Yankee. So, with this in mind, we will join a rather raucous party as a number of individuals drink back, drink back ale. You hear the sound of music being played. There is dancing and revelry aplenty as the individuals here celebrate as if tonight was their last night. It is a very, very raucous party. People are laughing, joking, swearing, drinking, eating. And all the time the band plays on. A group of satyrs, in fact, are playing. They dance, jolt, and cavort themselves around the stage, but by God, the music is good. And yeah, we will do introductions. We'll do introductions based on what you're doing in the room, I think, as opposed to entering, because we're going to say everyone is already here. So I'll go down my list of people. So, hi, Willow. You're first.
Hi.
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 I mean, Willow is not doing anything unless Void Frost snaps his fingers and then she'll hand
Is,
anyone
is, she,
wine.
is she standing behind the throne again?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that there's now a little chair that's just been put there for Willow, just like, can you sit here?
I mean, sitting while on duty? I'm a proper Sealy. I
Uh-uh.
know my duty.
All right then. Okay, next up, where is the man of the hour? Where is Ragnar?
Right now, Ragnar is probably at one of the tables with like filled with basically steaks the size of his head, and basically he's ripping into one of them. He's drinking, and he's like, "Yeah!" Just like he's having a good time, basically.
All right, where is that good Sir Harold?
Harold is sitting at one end of the table, slowly picking his way through to a dish of food with a note with a paper notebook to one side with a pencil in his hand. He seems to be sketching something while he's eating.
All right, where is Violet, the founder of the feast?
Violet's probably bringing out like platters of food one after the other because she doesn't trust people to not fuck it up.
Okay, and where is our fine new feathered slur friend?
Your slew friend is in the corner conversing with all of the other shadows, staring at you and hoping the stare doesn't come out as really, really judgy, although sometimes it does.
The Baron stands up out of his chair and he hops up rather nimbly onto the table, being careful not to step on any of the plates. As he raises his wine glass up, I'm gonna say that Void Frost has probably had a few. He's not drunk per se, but he's probably tipsy. And he'll say, "Ladies and gentlemen, your attention if you would give me the honor. This evening we eat and we drink in order to celebrate Squire Ragnar, who has taught us two lessons today. One, he has taught us what happens when it is someone insults your liege lord to your face, when it is that vengeance is swift and vengeance is exact. And two, he has taught us exactly, how would I say, well, how much the lion is going to have to pay for his dry cleaning bill for his trousers later on, huh?"
He'll raise his drink like, "Yeah, yeah."
So, eat, drink, and be merry. Tonight you are my guests, and who knows what the new dawn will bring. And with that, he hops down off the table. Once again, as I said, he was very careful not to step on anything, and he holds up his glass just to be idly filled by a willow.
Fill the glass.
As he does, he stops Willow. He actually he grabs her chin with his thumb and his forefinger, and kind of holds her face and looks at her deeply, and he says, "You're very lovely, you know."
Thank you, my lord.
"You're welcome. So, I'm curious. You were new. What is it that you now think of our world?
I am still very new to it, my lord.
Do you not have an opinion?
I've learned from this world that it is wise to keep your opinion, my lord.
Very well thought. Very well thought indeed. After all, if they do not know your opinion, they cannot use your opinion as a weapon against you, can they?
Yes, my lord.
He will remove his thumb as for but he leaves his hand to linger on her cheek for a second. As you almost see those crimson eyes soften into something that could almost be human before he turns back to his guests.
Willow, more drink.
Willow
On a
will
side note,
bounce forward.
this is like the third bottle he's on or something like that.
Oh, Ragnar or Void Frost?
Ragnar.
Okay. Oh boy.
If Voidfrost had 3 bottles of wine, he'd be face down on the table.
I mean, did Void Frost ever give Willow instructions about the amount of alcohol that she should pour into him or anyone else?
No.
Okay, good. Then sure, she will pour an entire bottle of wine in like the biggest available carafe and will hand it over to Ragnar.
Oh, thank you, Marshmallow. Has anybody ever told you you're short like one too?
No, sir, they have not yet.
Damn, but with that little training, you'll be a deadly Marshmallow. You know, sweet on the outside and bitter and prickly on the inside. You know, you're gonna stab, and he'll just basically like grab a knife and stab it to the steak. Ugh.
Willow will jump up and will quietly make her way back to behind the throne.
What is it that you're scribbling, Sir Harold?
After a couple of seconds, he looks up. Just some designs. I'm thinking of starting work on a little project of mine.
Ah, may I see?
As you like. He'll stand up, walk over, and just hold out the notebook.
He flicks it open.
It contains what appears to be very basic designs for a set of sheep plate, a long cloak with a hood, and a sword. The sword you've seen Sir Harold's sword. The sword in the image is his with some additional accoutrements.
Interesting. You know, I'm quite the blacksmith. If you ever require help in making something like this, you only have to ask.
Thank you, my lord, but I'm going to try and make these myself. Practice is always a good thing.
No, it's good.
He'll presumably take back the notebook, and he'll go back to his seat.
I was gonna kind of step up to the side of the van. Aaron, I made a plate specially for you to help counteract some of this wine. And she lays a gorgeous plate of food in front of him.
You know that you are an angel with very pointy teeth.
She smiles very widely.
He will daintily take up the fork and will begin to eat. He hasn't eaten yet, so that's probably why he's slightly tipsy, because he hasn't actually consumed anything this evening. But he will take a few bites before he'll lay down his knife and his fork. He kind of gestures for Willow to lean into him.
She will?
Who's the slua in the corner who keeps making eyes at me?
His eyes are just perpetually open, the non-blinking nature is apparent to everyone around.
I do not know, my lord. Do you want me to inquire?
No.
If you wish. And yeah, Willow will scuttle over to the Slua.
He's gonna go ahead and crank his head down because he's a bit tall.
Yep, but she's very short. Sir, my lord requested your name. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Stu is gonna go ahead and bend down so that his face is next to your ear and go ahead and whisper, "Mr. Mathel, I have questions for your liege lords. If I could borrow a bit of his time."
Yes, sir. If you would follow me, and she'll scuttle back over to the throne. Well then, just keep the Slua waiting at a few paces distance, and we'll go to Void Frost, and we'll say that Slua goes by Mr. Mathel. He does have some questions for you, sir, if you feel inclined to answer them.
Mr. Mothal, that is named, huh?
He goes ahead and gives a very, very noticeable but slight bow of the head.
What is it that I can do?
He'll go ahead and approach you so that his whispers are heard by you and not drowned out by the revelry. As he goes ahead and simply says, "A matter of history regarding the pie contest and the reasons for that contest, if you will."
Ragnar, get your face out of your plate.
Oh man. Oh, ah. And he'll just basically just throw the steak off to the side of the plate, grab his mug, walk over there. What can I do for you, boss man?
Mr. Mathal is going to go ahead and approach you and simply say, "If I could have some of yours and your liege's time, I have questions. I represent people curious about the consequences, the reasons for the pie eating contest that you have certainly triumphed over."
Who are you, the popo?
Shakes his head.
Who is it that you are representing in this matter?
"I represent myself, a curious party."
You just said you represent people who are curious, or are you the only one you represent?
"I am the only one I represent."
Your turn of phrase is peculiar.
"Thank you, my liege. Excuse me. Thank you, sir, lord."
You're welcome. Very well. Ask your questions, Slua.
All right. I'll go ahead and pop up a little tiny black notebook and a pencil and simply say, "Do you mind if I write a few notes?"
Write what you will, I suppose.
He goes ahead and nods. Now,
Violet kind of gets curious and walks up. Is
all right.
this for a paper?
It will be written down in a paper, yes.
To be publicized?
He goes ahead and shakes his head. "No, not widely, but I will be sharing it with those I consider friends and who are also curious about the happenings."
Interesting concept, Miss Violet, the changeling newspaper. I'm going to put a cork in that one. That might be an interesting little spinner. Continue, Mr. Mathal. Continue.
Thank you, my lord. Now, Rainier, is that how you say that?
It's
Ragnar.
Ragnar.
Ragnar, excuse me, Ragnar. Can you tell me why you participated in the pie eating contest. I'm a little bit confused in my notes. Why the challenge went down and why it took the form that it did.
Yeah, well, let me just get a little bit more drink real quick. Willow, please, could you mind helping me?
The fourth bottle will be opened up and poured into the carafe and then handed back to Ragnar.
Thank you. Well, how did it all start? You see, it all started after the final melee tournament. After the final melee competition between my liege, Baron and Alexi went against the Sky Thatch Warrior and clearly won. Even though the warrior, even though the warrior had the ability to do a little resurrection cantrip, but still that wasn't that wasn't the point. He lost. You know how tournaments go. When you go down, you go down. It ain't no coming back from the dead type stuff. So let's fast forward from that. So clearly, my liege, my lord won, and people was talking. They was talking hella cash. So I was gonna let it all go by until a troll said something, and I said, "Hey, do you want to get your ass whooped?" He didn't pursue that. I said, "Time, place." He didn't pursue that. So after that, after that talk was done, Sir Christian decided to pipe up, and I said, "Sir Christian, didn't you get your ass beat before? Like, why is you still talking? Why is this still relevant? Like, you shouldn't be saying nothing at all. You should have just kept your mouth shut." And then he goes on this tirade of like, I guess the unseelie is this and none of that, and how cowardice your liege is. And I was just like, you know what? You can say whatever you want about me. I don't really too much care, but you don't talk about my liege nor my lord like that. So, I told him either we talk or we fight. Which one you want to do? And basically, he kept talking. I said, look, you got two options: fight or talk. Which one you want to do? He came up to me and slapped me with his glove, declaring the duel. So I picked the challenge. And the challenge was the pageant contest. If you got any questions that you want to ask away.
Okay. Now, interesting. Got a few different questions. First off, after the contest, the duchy did go ahead and proclaim the matter rested. Now, to you, is the matter rested, or is it simply the first chapter in a longer novel?
It's done. I already proved my point. Not only did I defeat a knight, I mean, like I beat him. It's over with, and he's always gonna have that little stain on his record that a squire outdid him.
Okay. Now, something that I've heard from another source says that the Sir Christian, question your bravery and your right to your title. Is that correct?
I believe that's one of the things he said.
Right. And what is your answer to those charges, or does the duel stand for itself?
I mean, the duel already sold it, but I mean, like, I'll be honest. I fought with Sir Christian, and let's just say when we went up against basically 2-story tall Nerversi. I mean, my bravery stood for itself when I went headlong in and attacked the creature. I mean, I don't know if that's cowardice or bravery. I mean, you tell me. Fighting a creature of that magnitude, I mean, I was biting and ripping away at it. So I mean, I don't know what Sir Christian talking about. I don't know what battle he was in, but I mean, I went head first.
Okay.
No armor, no nothing.
He goes ahead and writes a few different notes down for a hot second. Scribble. Right. Now, you went ahead and said that this particular altercation came at the tail end of another melee between Scathach and your liege. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Which one you talking about? Talk about the one with the troll?
He
No.
goes ahead and scratches his head.
He's talking about the final of the Grand Melee.
Oh, you talking about when we was in the stands?
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't see no altercation. I was just doing what every sports fan do, or or whoever cheer for their homeboy when they about to win. I'm giving inspiration. I'm cheering on.
Okay. Maybe these questions are more directed to your liege than to yourself, because there were some criticisms about the final melee and how your liege rightfully went ahead and won. I'm sorry, did I catch your attention, Baron von Pross?
Yes. So, how would they phrase? English is complicated language. So, somebody had issue with the manner in which I took victory.
I myself personally do not take umbrage, but this is what I have in my notes.
Ford Frost leans in, and bear in mind, that sweet murderous mane. He looks dangerous and deadly as fuck. That's the phrase.
There's definitely a flinching and a bling from the ever-staring Slua.
He's going to smile, and you know what, Austin? With the smile, I'm going to roll appearance intimidation. It's not necessarily a verbal threat; it's more of a kind of a physical kind of, I am really scary.
Your presence. This is your place of power.
Side up being a she and rolling something with your appearance is always fun.
Just in case, how close is Willow to Void Frost at this point? Just still next to him, or
she's standing next to him, but she's standing off to the side, so she probably won't see the smile that he's giving.
it's fine with me. Check.
That is 4 successes on his intimidation roll.
Let me roll willpower. I'm not going to beat it, but I'd like to roll it.
Yeah, by all means, roll the thing. Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to pretend to be intimidated. Let me make a separate roll.
Excellent. Manipulation, manipulation subterfuge.
Yep.
That's a polite thing to do.
2 successes. He's not going to oppose this. He thinks that you're genuinely afraid.
Okay. So he flinches, his eyes go ahead and blink. It's a fluttering of blinks. He goes ahead and curls back the opposite direction as you lean on forward.
He will say, I assume in that case, I'm curious, who have you spoken to before you've spoken to us?
I have spoken to a man who says the manor is rested between your squire and himself. In that, I mean, I have spoken to Sir Christian.
So, Sir Christian has already broken the ducal order.
He goes ahead and flips through his pages. He goes ahead and shows his notes. He has let the matter rest. I personally have taken it upon myself to ascertain the historical significance of these events, my liege.
Yes, but my point is that he has voiced opinions to you that are detrimental to me. Thus, the matter has clearly not been allowed to rest. He has told you slander and conceited objection, like openly and publicly voicing his disdain at the official decision of the melody.
I'm sorry to give you the wrong impression, my lord. He says that the matter to him is rested. And these interpretations that I come to you with are simply bad interpretations. They are the first draft of a much longer history. That is why I wish to come to you in order to set the record straight.
These are good answers, Slua.
Some
Very
more
well.
wine, my lord?
Hmm?
You want some more wine, my lord?
Please. Do you drink, sir? He says, denoting the Slua.
He goes ahead and nods.
Pour something for our guest.
Yes, my lord. And yep, there will be another goblet, and it will be filled with wine, and we'll be handed to the
Needless,
Slua.
needless to say, I would be chagrined if falsehoods were being spread after peace had been declared in this matter. But I will take your word for it, noble sir. Or good, sorry, he'll say good chap, rather. Because he wouldn't call you noble sir, because that is actually a thing. On the side note, oh shit, we have an Austin, we're all gonna die, run away!
Yeah, you also need some meat on your bones, scrawny man. Hey, Violet, ma'am. You might getting this guy some grub. Look at him. It's all pale in the face.
He's pale, he is skinny, he is gaunt.
I do believe his appearance is not of his choice, but I have no issue fixing him a plate. Do you like Midwest, Southern, Northern? What kind of?
California dish roll.
Alrighty. She cracks her knuckles and she runs off for a couple of minutes and brings you exactly what you wanted.
You know, they said when a red cap woman get in the kitchen, that's when everything, gets good. That's when the magic happens. And he'll just basically give him a nudge on his shoulder. On the
He
shoulder.
gets nudged, but currently the spindly fingers of the Slua are on his face, as if he has done something so faux pas.
By the way, just for the record, Austin, we are currently, if it is interesting, if you need to know, we are currently in the Zaire's Bounty restaurant, and we are basically celebrating Ragnar's victory.
Excellent.
I will point out that both Violet and Borscht agreed not to cook in each other's kitchen, so she cooked this in her kitchen and brought it here in her catering truck.
That's fair. We have a meal, for the record, that has like 16 successes in it. It's made of awesome.
Excellent.
So, by all means, continue. But yes, needless to say, I was victorious over the disinherited Scathach, whose name is so low I would not deign to speak it.
I see. I have heard that he has that his tile has been taken from him. Whether or not he put it down himself or it was taken from him, that's not in my notes.
He was stripped of his title for disobeying his liege lord.
Oh my. How did he do that?
He was commanded to leave with us to Arcadia. He chose to disobey and remain.
Do you want me to write this down on my notes? At any point in time, if you wish things to be off the record, please tell me.
Oh, that is a matter of public record. By all means, keep it where it is.
It is kept where it is.
Good. But needless to say, I was victorious. Certain parties disagreed with the concept of victory. On the side note, fuck saying victory in a Russian accent. I actually tried to do it the way they pronounce it. They pronounce it victory. It's really hard to say.
They don't know a good match when they say that you bring the sun upon the sky upon that guy.
I can see that your martial success in melees, as well as general devouring of pies, denotes that your barony is quite successful, I want to say.
We aim to make it successful. What it is now is nothing compared to what it will be.
What do you believe it will be?
He stands up and he walks around the table. For the record, as I said, there are a number of people here who are not involved in the conversation who've been eating and drinking. So there's a pretty big crowd here, mostly because hey guys, free food. But he walks around and he walks behind the Slua and he puts a hand on his shoulder. Actually, how tall are you? You're probably taller than Frost.
Just a bit. Use your imagination.
Well, how tall are they?
They're tall, lengthy mofos, so I let you go ahead and say it, because she are also tall and beautiful.
So yeah, let's say conservatively, if he's noticeably tall, we're probably talking about 6'3", 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Void Frost himself is only about 6 foot even. But he kind of puts he leans up and puts his hand on his shoulder, and he points to a Boggin who's sitting there eating a chicken wing. And he then turns him and he points to the satyrs who are playing in the band. Then he turns and he points to 2 trolls who are arm wrestling, and he says, "What do they all have in common?"
Well, they're all feasting here, all enjoying the bread.
No. Ultimately, if they live within this place, within the boundaries of what is mine, they are all mine to protect. That is why the She are the She. We exist to protect the lower orders, to make sure that they can have nights like this, where they can drink, where they can dance, and where they can have merriment. Our purpose is to rule so that we can rule well and wisely. That is what my barony will be, a testament to the fact that the She rule well and wisely. So that all can wear a smile.
He goes ahead and nods. Would you like me to take that as a quote?
If you wish.
And he does so.
He retakes his chair. I've often found that it is unfortunate, but sometimes people forget the fact that we She are here to protect, that we are the martial, that we are the image of knighthood, the image of chivalry. We are the image of the protector, and so that's what we oftentimes must be. But unfortunately, sometimes it is forgotten.
He just goes ahead and nods. Maybe not in agreement, but certainly in understanding.
What do you think, Sir Harold? Why are the She the She? A question for you. Oh, I don't know if Anthony's there or not. Let's go to soft now. But he'll kind of lean back in his chair, and he takes another sip from his drink before he places it down on the table, and he says, "For example, take Willow here." He says as he denotes her over his shoulder. Well, she didn't. She was working in McDonald's of all places. I can't think of a more banal place to work. Maybe the bank or the IRS, but McDonald's comes closely behind.
Slua goes ahead and looks to Willow. Is this true?
Well, yes, sir. It was a part-time job, but yes, I did.
Interesting. My Baron Voidfrost, would you be insulted if I asked around your people to ask how their lives have been bettered since entering your barony?
The eyes kind of narrow. He looks the Slua up and down, and up and down. But then there's a very slight nod of the head, like, go on.
Okay. Turning to Willow. How has your life been improved underneath your liege?
Well, sir, for one, simply looking at the practical benefits, I do earn a lot more now than I did at McDonald's. I feel I have a bit more freedom right now, although the uh, the times that I work are more irregular now than they were back then. I also feel like I am more involved with a side of my existence that else would have been neglected. So I am grateful for the opportunity.
Okay. Do you mind if I get some of your contact information in case I have any follow-up questions? He goes ahead and also gestures to the Baron and to the Squire.
So you want my cell phone number, huh?
Bingo.
Void Frost will hand you a business card.
That card will get stuffed into a pocket.
On a side note, Willow, he looks up at her, and there's a look of approval in those eyes as he says, "Thank you."
My lord?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yes, my lord. And she'll finally have written down her email address and we'll hand it to the Slua.
The spindly fingers go ahead and pluck the address, stuffs it into a pocket. If nothing else, the Slua is going to go ahead and bow his head slightly but noticeably and go ahead and whisper, because he's always been fucking whispering. Thank you for your time. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. I must partake in the feast before it is all gone.
There are several red caps here. I don't think you have as long as you think you do.
Go, cat! Tiny, tiny little feet go spindly in like a roadrunner fashion in one direction. The lower part of his torso lunges further before his upper part. He just goes ahead and moves as if he's more like cartilage and bone.
Is it just me, or does he remind anyone else of Jack Skellington? That's the image I'm getting. Not going to lie.
Is that Nightmare Before Christmas stuff?
Nah.
Oh yeah. And he gives me that whole I don't know, creepy, but cool, but creepy, but cool.
That's generally the Slua.
Yeah.
It does have a certain Tim Burton feel.
Hmm. Oh God, what is he doing to that chicken leg? Ugh. Ugh. That's about
More wine, anybody? My lord?
Yes, more wine. What you think this is?
And for the third time in 20 minutes or something, Willow will fill up the carafe for Ragnar and the glass of white frost.
Mm.
This is a nice party you guys threw for me. I never had a party thrown for me before.
As I said, you ended the feud in the favor of our barony, in the favor of me. You made a foolish man look foolish, and you made us look vindicated. All in all, it was a good day.
Mm.
It was a good day.
It was a good day. Some voice calls out from the crowd, raises
I
a
like
glass, and then
I
all the
like
glasses
that.
raise.
Get him drink. I like that man.
It was also a good day.
Mm.
The troll next to him exclaims.
To be fair, I just had to bail that troll out of prison this morning. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Hashtag drunk and disorderly from yesterday. That was definitely a thing. Alright, so actually, since Austin is here, I am going to do a thing. Void Frost, once again, he hops up on the table and he raises his hands so that basically the band will quiet itself. And he turns and he draws himself up to his full height and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, friends, people both near and far, those of you who reside within my domain and those of you who do not, I thank you for coming this evening in order to share the bounty of my table and in order to share in the victory of my squire, whom it will long be remembered won a contest of guile and subtlety, something that is far too rare in an era where so many cling to the sword and to violence. But ultimately, as I have said, I wish to say to you all that beneath my roof, within my hearth, there is always room for those who have greatest need. And it is on the matter of need I wish to speak. As I have written, soon there will be a gift giving of sorts, the last meal of winter, wherein I will be giving away the prize money I won during the Grand Melee to those of you who are indeed the most needy, those of you who require more than others do, so that you may continue to live a happy and fulfilling life. For as I think, it is the duty of the She in order to protect those under their care. I should also inform you all that as an addendum to this, and in addition, those who the people believe to be the most worthy, to be decided by the people, will also be gifted a great gift. A new freehold will be created via myself and will be gifted to the most worthy amongst you as decided by the people. A commoner whom it is they feel is deserving of this gift. I thank you all for listening to me. Also,
And
may I make a charisma leadership roll? Because I think that's leadership. For expression.
Charisma. Let me look at your sheet 1 second and see what is the better roll. What's my leadership? Yeah, I'm gonna go towards leadership.
And why this is why he's doing that role. Basically, Ragnar just gonna look around like, "Do you hear that? Do you hear what did you hear what the Baron is gifted? A freehold for the commoners." Then he'll raise up for a drink.
All right. So before you roll, Ragnar. Ragnar. Time to put that pretty face on. I want you to roll me your charisma. I'm also gonna go with leadership. 1 second, let me double check the things. And your difficulty for this will be if my book will open.
I'm sorry, is Facebook still fucking itself? Random question.
Yes.
No, yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Continue.
All right, so roll your Charisma leadership at diff 8.
And can I roll? And can I spend the willpower for automatic success?
That you can.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do that. And so
Holy
1, 2,
shit.
3, 4.
Wait. Rolls chat. One.
He has 4.
4. Yeah. Holy shit. So Mr. Fancy Pants. You get 4 bonus dice.
Nice. Awesome sauces. I was going to use, just for the record, before I did that, I was going to use the bunk, my speech as a bunk to activate grandeur, if that is okay, because that makes social things much easier.
Ooh. Yes. Roll me your grandeur first. That bunk will give you a -3.
Cool. We're in my freehold, which means that it goes down to -4.
5. So your diff is 5.
And I'm a she. Sorry, and it's Fae because it's affecting me, which means my difficulty becomes 4.
1 second. Let me just double check wording, because wording in Changeling is more important than wording in any other game.
You're not wrong. It really is.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You will also need to add scene.
Mm-hmm.
You have the appropriate levels of Fae.
Cool. Yeah, in that case, I'll throw in my scene. So it's going to be 9 dice, difficulty 5.
Because it was 4 plus 1 for the scene. Yep.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -1 is 5.
All right.
And now I roll my charisma leadership.
Plus the 4 dice from Ragnar.
Plus the 4 dice from Ragnar. So that's going to be... does my... Hang on, I have to check what his charisma special is. I think it might apply.
I'm pulling up your sheet now.
Cool.
Yes.
What is his appearance? What is his charisma spec?
Mr. Voidfrost, your charisma spec is captivating.
Damn right it applies.
Damn right it applies.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on this, mostly because otherwise I would regain a willpower tonight and I'd go back into my unbalanced willpower to spend, so I'm gonna fucking try and avoid that like the plague.
Now you understand the danger of imbalance.
Yes, I do. It is made of sad. Kids, don't follow me. Just don't follow me down the nightmare train.
Toot, toot.
Toot, toot.
Standard diff is 6.
So, yeah, it's going to be charisma
1, 2,
4.
3,
plus
4. -1 is 3.
So that's going to be 7. There's going to be 11 dice. Spending a willpower.
1, 2, 3,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. -1 is 7, plus 5 for grandeur, so 13 successes. Plus 1 for the willpower, 14 successes.
And we erupt in a roarous cheer. Everybody goes mad. Everybody's happy. Yay, Voidfrost.
Hooray! Maybe people will start moving back to my barony now. I'm clearly not a bad guy. But that done, he will nimbly step down from his from the table again. Once again, how he manages to jump up on the table without, stepping in food plates. But god damn it, somehow the she find a way.
Because she...
If it helps, he stood at like a really odd angle, like literally his foot is turned like 80 degrees to the side, and he stood facing an 80-degree and stood facing a 90-degree angle, just so his foot is not in the peas and his knee is not in the gravy.
Pretty much.
Because if it helps, this is apparently we're doing Americana style food because it's Ragnar's favorite. So by God, there are taters and gravy. By God, there are.
So Americana fare, you're gonna get taters, gravy. You're gonna get burgers. You're gonna get ribs, biscuits.
Biscuits and gravy.
Many types of biscuits and all of the gravies, except for the weird Italian kind, because that's not gravy, that's sauce.
E.
Put that in your notes, Mr. Slue reporter. As he'll basically kind of nudge him again playfully.
You go ahead and like nudge him playfully, and like 3 paces away, he goes ahead and like actually cocks his head. Who are you nudging? Shrug.
So Voidfall sits down again, and he kind of motions for the band to resume playing. But he smiles.
No. And the band plays on.
You know what? Screw it. He's going to turn to the side. He's going to say, Miss Willow, would you care to dance?
Me, my lord?
Mhm.
I'm not a very good dancer, but if you insist, my lord.
I do. Consider it noble prerogative.
As you wish, my lord.
Very good. He's going to stand up.
Do I have anything that will help me? Nope.
And then while this happened, Ragnar gonna smile, look at everybody, clear the floor, make sure the middle is open for him. Like, just look at him.
And the floor instantly, suddenly, marvelously is clear.
And then he's gonna go to the bed, like, play something smooth, jazzy.
We get smooth, we get jazz. We are gonna light some candles and put down the rose petals for you today.
I don't need all the fancy words. I need the jazz.
And all of a sudden, there's the saxophone.
I am going to regret this, but I want to unleash spring to make it rain rose petals.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
Jesus.
This will be the only time I unleash. But I'm going to make this happen.
Oh, 1 second. I need to pull up your sheet. Alrighty. So where? I'm so glad I was here for this.
I'm trying to think how. I'm just trying to think how you could fuck up a spring unleashing to make like oh shit, this is my freehold. What could go wrong? Oh well.
All right. So, boy, spend 2 glamour. Add 1 to your nightmare rating. Your current nightmare rating is now 1. I need you to roll 5 dice.
At difficulty 7, correct?
DF7. Unleashing. Yeah, spend 2 glamour. Add 1 to your nightmare rating. And it is DF7.
Get 6 successes.
1!
Get 6 successes.
1!
She
Damn.
can.
I have 1 success.
So, yes, it begins to rain rose petals as so that's not all, because remember, unleashings are tainted by your seeming, or by your kith, rather. So every rose petal is blood red, and while there is a fantastic smell of roses and floral scents, it's all tinged with this strange metallic tang.
Oh wow, Ragnar is looking like, oh my.
And for the next... Back to the unleashing section. As I'm bouncing around the book. For the next 5 turns, Violet is 100% red cap. She's invoked the word and is considered to have invoked the word.
We're in a freehold, so it's half and half-ish.
It's ish. It is not. The dreaming is closer, but you are not in a separate plane of reality.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, 100% red cap, 100% teeth, and glorious gray skin.
She is still impeccably clean.
As the rose's petals rain down, Voidfrost takes Willow's hands in his, and he will start to maneuver around the dance floor. He's very, very smoothly moved. Would you like us to make some rolls, Austin, or are we going to roll to dance?
Hold on a second. Other pages.
I gotta change Ragnar's picture real quick because he making sure nobody ain't cock blocking right now.
On the side, okay, continue.
All right, so.
Shit.
So, Voidfrost, roll your dexterity plus performance at diff 7 as opposed to 6.
Okay.
Because you do not have the appropriate specialty.
At this point, this is what Ragnar's looking at people who try get on the dance floor.
So it is. So you have a dice pool of 5. You're rolling at diff 7. Willow.
Yeah.
Roll your dex and athletics. Also at diff 7 to keep up.
Yeah. Dex, athletics, and I am going to spend the willpower on this as well because I am not gonna be the reason why this party turns into like a laughing steak.
Give me just a moment, guys. Sorry, take your time.
Voidfrost, your dex counts. Willow, you do not have an applicable specialty.
No.
Ooh, I actually have to check this because it might legitimately. It's up to you, Austin. I would say it might. Grandeur. All checks for social interactions get bonuses. Because he looks so pretty, does that include dancing?
No.
Okay.
No, this is... It will factor in later, but this is... How pretty do you actually look first?
Cool. I'm going to spend a willpower myself because I don't want to fail this. 3 successes with willpower. He's doing pretty well.
I'm coming. Give me one moment.
All right.
I got 3 successes. I am not. No, wait. No. Sorry, because there's 7 you said, so 2 successes.
Yes. So you both managed to dance successfully, but if you were holding a candle, it would have gone out. It is glorious, and you move through the rose petals, never disturbing them, never moving them. They fall between you as you glide across the floor.
when the song comes to an end, Void Frost will. Okay, also I'm gonna say that I'm gonna tell you my reasoning for this out of character because this is the most Varwich thing I can think to do. And bear in mind, hashtag Varwich, hashtag Puppet Masters. So he needs to increase his rep with the common folk and to make them feel more comfortable with him. And what do the common folk love more than the dashing hero? So when the dance ends,
no.
yes. When the dance ends, he will sweep his cloak back so that the rose petals billow backwards in a very grandiose kind of way. Before he will place his hand on the back of, he will place his hand. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna kind of leave it up to people. What would look more dashing in this situation from the outside perspective? He's either.
A kiss on the hand.
I was going to say he's either going to kiss her or he is going to kneel and kiss her hand.
Yeah, a kiss on the hand.
What do other people think? What looks more dashing?
Drape your coat over her and then kiss the hand.
Yes.
Yeah, that would work better with the commoners because that would be like the Shiik, like giving the commoner a moment in the spotlight. As much as Willow probably hates the spotlight,
Yes!
but she's a commoner. Who cares about her opinion?
I know exactly what he does. Austin, using the rose, he sweeps up a handful of rose petals in his hands, and using Primal 5, he makes it into a crown of rose petals.
Meanwhile,
What's your bunk? Or are you not bunking? Or are you just doing it?
The bunk is going to be him dramatically sweeping up the petals into his hand, because he does it with a great flourish.
I'll give you one.
That's fine. That's fine.
The dance.
Beg your pardon?
The dance has a bump.
That was not the intent of the dance.
Yeah,
That's
that was not the intent of the dance. So difficulty 6. Sorry for for a finishing freehold thing. So 1, 2, 3. So that's going to make it. Oh no, it's thing, isn't it?
It's nature.
Yeah. So. That's going to be 7 dice then.
1 second, let me check your nature.
I think it's 2.
Your nature is 3, so you're fine. It is nature 3 for
cool.
plants.
In that case, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be 8. Difficulty 6. I'm going to spend another willpower because fuck it, why not? So yeah, it's going to be difficulty 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, +1. So 4 successes total.
It is an elegant and beautiful crown of roses.
Actually, hang on. Put a pin in that. Would a crown, basically from would a crown from a she's perspective, would that be a gigantic faux pas?
Full crown, yes, but a cleverly crafted tiara, however.
In that case, that is what he will do. He will create it out of rose petals, and he will place it on her head. Before he will simply and elegantly lean, take her hand in his, press her hand for a moment to his heart, and then kiss it very softly.
And the crowd all day.
Roll me that charisma leadership.
Charisma, you say?
No, not charisma expression.
Charisma, you say?
Charisma.
I don't know. I actually don't know what it is.
When the fuck did we end up in an episode of Beverly Hillbillies?
It's difficulty 6. You know what? I'm doing this for I'm pouring one out for the homies. I'm on willpower 4. Pouring one out for the homies.
Can I at least roll perception empathy to understand that this is like
oh wow. Good that I did.
Grand scheme.
Good that I did. That would have been horrible. Thankfully, with the willpower and the automatics, it's still 5 successes
Yes.
because of grandeur.
And swooning of the crowd. Ah.
Am I allowed to roll peony on this?
I'll oppose it with my manipulation subterfuge.
That is fine with me.
While this is happening, Ragnar just singing that song off Disney, like that one song that Megan was singing. Meg was singing off Hercules, just quietly singing that to herself.
Oh god.
Because otherwise, poor Willow might actually fall.
Which one? Which
I got
song,
4.
Ragnar?
Wait, the song is like I don't know the name.
Hey, I'm in
Like-
love.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I Won't Say I'm in Love, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Excellent.
On a side note, Saskia, because of
Yes.
grandeur, I get an automatic 5 successes.
Fair enough.
It's, it's
I got
actually really
4 successes.
It is really well worded. All character social interactions add automatic successes equal to the amount I rolled on the cantrip. So that includes lying.
That is
Yeah.
fine. Willow
is
will
true.
get pretty bright red, about as red as the rose petals, and she does not know where to look, so she's just kind of staring at the ground. This is kind of the moment where you really want to run away or disappear into the ground, and you just kind of can't.
I just need to step to the bathroom, guys. So feel free to do or pee while I fuck off.
Ragnar just look and just smile like.
He's so handsome. He's so dashing and charming. He is a good parent to us all.
Just Lewin biting his nails in the corner, and then eating the nails afterwards.
Austin, I have a potentially stupid idea.
I love him. It's
Oh
the best.
no!
It's incredibly stupid. But it would help. It would help. Oh fuck it, it's worth a try. Harold, you're going to stand up, sweep up the coat, do the whole she thing, pick up his glass, and raise it up in a salute, and call out to the entire room, to Lady Willow Voidfrost.
At this point, Ragnar just gonna look with that face like, "Oh Lord."
Oh, you done goofed! Oh boy!
So, oh boy.
Because here's the thing: we want all the commoners to believe that this is real.
Yeah.
And from a she perspective, what he's just done, he pretty much just it's practically a betrothal at this point from a she perspective. So might as well be respectful to the new lady.
Give it, you win, love.
Am I wrong, Austin?
Yes, but it makes a great show.
Oh god! What the fuck?
It is not a betrothal, but it makes a great show. And you can always manipulate the common folk.
Yep.
What I missed?
So Phrasma. Ooh, I'm trying to pick your appropriate role here.
This was not the direction I thought this character would go into. Fucking hell!
Well, at least you won't have to be his
Phrasma
footstool
leadership.
anymore. And Austin, I have natural leader as well.
Yup.
I can't quite remember
Yes,
what
you-
that does.
If I remember correctly, it is a -2 on leadership rolls.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Okay. I've only got 6 dice for this, so I may fail, but
At diff 4.
Oh Jesus!
welcome to my dice rolls, though, Austin. 6d10, and I get 1. Do 10s double? I don't think so.
Let me look at your sheet.
I don't know. Don't have any specialties.
Nope.
Okay. Diff 4, you say?
I am double
that-
checking. Make sure I've gotten that right.
Because if
One
it is
second.
diff 4, that's 5 successes.
Yes, because you are gifted with a certain magnetism to which others naturally defer. Difficulty of all attempts to rally people with your words are reduced by 2.
Yep. So 5 successes as Harold stands up, raises his glass, and calls that out across the entire room, trying to prompt everyone to raise their own glasses.
So I'm gonna
At
go
this
get a
point-
drink, and then
at this
we are gonna put a pin in this until Void Frost returns, and then you can explain exactly what you just did.
Oh, shit, did somebody do another thing?
Oh God!
No,
So,
I didn't even have to unleash to make this one awkward. Though, to be fair, the commoners will now definitely love you, Evan. I'm fairly certain they'll love you.
You're gonna hate him. This is not my fault.
Why?
But
What
you're gonna hate him so much.
Anthony, this is your grave. You can explain this.
Here's your shovel, buddy. Do your thing.
Yup.
Okay, Evan. Like, given that what you've just done, like you want, like, the strong impression is that there's a romance between Willow and Void Frost. So Harold stood up, swept back his coat, picked up his glass, and said, "To Lady Willow Void Frost."
And got how many successes?
5 successes.
I know how he is going to respond.
The crowd is going fucking bug nuts.
Yeah.
Austin,
They
question.
are eating this up.
I have 2 important questions. One, this is clearly a really popular move. What's the kind of okay? Is there anything? You know what? No, because this strengthens the position, so I can't see Countess Blood Mage ripping me to bits, because this actually strengthens our position, which is a good thing. It is always good to at least appear with a monogram of the common touch, and also she do have trysts and do have marriages to commoners from time to time.
Yes, that is true.
So he will turn to Willow, and he will simply say, loudly and with authority, then it would seem as though that he will stroke her head, he will stroke the hair where the circlet is simply an engagement present.
At this point, Ragnar is just like, give up, give in, don't say you're in love.
I think I'm gonna
I'm
roll
gonna step
stamina
AFK for a
to
minute.
literally not faint.
I think Ragnar cries at weddings.
Oh no,
Yes.
I'm putting a pin in that. Ragnar cries at weddings.
Yeah. Oh, Ragnar's over there just like, oh, I got something in my eye.
But see, this is what happens when she cooperate.
Hey,
I just don't know how to respond right now.
I
She's
mean,
making
if you want
fish face.
If you want to play, it could be epic. You could do the sweep in and catch you before you hit the ground.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
fine,
didn't faint.
Let's make
She
this extra
swooned.
soapy. Let's make this extra soapy.
Good.
What would the difficulty be? Eh, just a
Did
second.
Austin say he was getting a drink? I
Yeah.
think he was getting a drink. Give him a second. Well, this all went butt nuts real quick.
Yeah.
Welcome to roleplay.
You're
I
the one
want
who
a cigarette
decided to...
now. Fuck.
Evan, to be fair, you're the one who did really well at making your apparent courtship look realistic.
I know. Bear in mind the really twisted thing because House Varich can't fall in love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, can I point out just a tiny bit that Willow is still a Seelie?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Saskia. Oh, the romances. Oh, the stuff I could tell you. That never stopped Cecilia until we forgetting it all.
Listen, like the Sealy and the untitled Sealy and the titled Unsealy is like one of the greatest romances.
Right?
At this
Like I
point,
said, this is what happens when she cooperate. The commoners get railroaded into marriage.
Bear in mind, at this moment in time, Willow might actually be being swept off her feet, but to Void Frost, she is literally a tool for popularity among the common folk.
Yep.
That's so twisted on so many levels. Oh my god.
Yep.
Fucking
all
horror.
the future sayings that will happen.
Oy, 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 that's fucking twisted as shit. Okay.
Because the she are horrible people.
You're not wrong.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm so glad I did those rose petals.
Yeah.
I knew I should have just played a bloody sheep, but no, I thought let's go commoner. Ah,
If it helps, if this all goes ahead, you're going to be a noble by the end of the night.
Yeah, if all goes well, you could be a baroness inside 5 minutes.
we're not gonna get a fucking wedding now, right?
Oh, do you want to?
No.
Yes. Oh
No.
no.
That sounds like a
You need to
dare.
write an autobiography.
That is not
need
a
to write
dare.
out
That
loud.
is a promise.
I'll have Ragnar perform this.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll make a cake.
I swear, I hope I fail the stamina roll. I hope it. I hope I botch it.
You can like opt to fail it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Fair enough. That way we also don't have to wait for Austin anymore. I'm gonna auto-fail that roll.
No, we actually do have to wait for him because we
Fair
want to-
enough.
So yeah.
Eh,
It's not unusual to be loved.
Why do I feel that this is time for Beauty and the Beast, but then the Beauty is actually the male in this case?
That's actually a weirdly accurate sentiment.
Tell
'cause-
me, yeah, I mean, right?
Yeah.
No. It gets even better because, of course, my legacy is Beast. My unseeded legacy is Beast.
Lol. I need to look up my. God damn it! What did that mean again? Because I suck at these legacy things.
If it helps with raising the children unsealing.
Definitely not. We're not gonna have any bloody children.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to see unsealy love.
Thank you, Diamond. Thank you for existing. That is all.
yeah.
When I see that silky passing by, I just want to cry.
Oh Jesus. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
you should write an
this-
autobiography of how to become a baroness in 10 minutes.
Oh.
Hey, just think of it this way, Saskia.
Okay, yeah,
Now-
this
now-
is so fitting. You know what my
Now-
legacy is?
What?
Orchids.
Oh god, okay, I'll do it. What is the orchid's actual write-up?
At home, the orchid lives a pampered, sheltered life free of suffering, but circumstances always seem to yank him from his place of comfort. When forced into the harsh realities of the world, he's woefully unprepared. Unaccustomed to deception, the orchid cannot tell lies from truth. Paralyzed by insecurities, he hides his true self and doesn't trust anyone, yet lets others make his decisions in the hopes a hero will protect him. This is way too accurate!
What page of the Legacy's on?
Legacies 156. That's where the CD one started, at least.
Cool. It helps. My CD Legacy is Sage. Fun fact.
I even know what my own CD one is.
Oh my god, I can actually gain willpower for Beast for this scene.
Oh, God. I think I can gain willpower from orchids in this one. I think it's quite appropriate.
And just like that, we're all going to hell.
Oh yeah.
But I will say myself,
Gee, we're already going to hell.
Ragnar will go down.
Anthony, maybe Ragnar.
What you say?
I was saying mostly myself, Anthony, and maybe Ragnar are all going to hell.
Yes, Ragnar is hyping this up now. Like, he is literally doing the Carlton. Rick not doing the Carlton.
Oh boy. I'm not quite sure if this is like, if I'm happy that Austin was in the scene, or if I'm like, now, sort of like, why? Oh god, why?
Oh, things happen.
Yeah, I know. Things will be worse. I promise. I wanted this character to be quiet and listen and hear everything, not fucking marrying to a baron.
Oh, you never thought it would end up like this, just like every princess story.
Right? Oh my god. This is the
Arguably,
worst.
you hear a lot more at the Baron's side than not.
You get to hear a lot.
I'm now waiting for like the paparazzi. This can only end up in Charles and Diane. I'm waiting for the paparazzi to arrive. Oh wait!
They're already here.
Paparazzi. This song is brought to you by Lady Gaga. Oh, this is hilarious. We thought it was going to be Ragnar's day, and it turns out to be a day of love.
Ragnar can find love before the night is done.
Oh, no. You don't want to know how Ragnar find loves.
Usually by chewing off their arm.
Usually it's one night stands, and it's very sad.
You know what?
Apparently, Ragnar is not as at a rock.
No, not that. Not that. I'm just talking about emotionally. He can't love. He's a killing machine. Look at that face.
That looks like a man who has little to no empathy for the people he's about to destroy.
Oh yeah, that's what he was looking like when they got on the floor. When people were like, "Oh, let's dance," he looked down like, "Don't you ass dare get out there! Don't you dare!" Not with them hands. So now we're gonna make this canon that Ragnar has a secret stash of romantic novels.
Yes. That's canon now. We have spoken.
We need it to be canon.
That Ragnar has a stash of romantic novels.
But deep down, he is a romantic.
Oh yes, that unfeeling passion. Saskia is dying on the inside, but
Man, you haven't even seen the dessert yet.
He lives for this.
It's fine, Saskia. You're always dying on the inside. It's a character played by you.
That's why I was planning this character to be like completely different.
It is completely
Why
different.
didn't you stick with the memo, Evan?
I never got a memo.
I'll give you a memo next time.
I mean, chances are if we get married, you're gonna fucking give me a law on memos, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, there will be a lot of memos.
I accept my. I mean, if it helps. He'll stay married as long as it's expedient, and then he'll have Sergei tell you about the rabbits.
About what?
The rabbits.
What's with the rabbits?
Oh, do you not get the reference?
No.
Oh.
Luckily, I don't.
Riverside, gun, a mob.
Ah.
Anthony, do the explanation thing.
Have you ever read Of Mice and Men?
No.
Basically, two guys end up working at a farm. A small rat-faced guy, larger guy. The larger guy's he's got mental health issues, so he's a bit.
He's developmentally challenged. Basically.
Yeah, that's the phrase. That's the phrasing. So he ends up. He's not aware of his own strength. I think he accidentally kills someone.
He accidentally kills the head farmer's wife.
Yep. And when the farmer finds out, he gets together a mob to try and lynch the guy, and the two men flee. End up back at a pond that they were at very early on, and because they've always wanted to start a farm, they've always talked about keeping rabbits and so on. And then the larger guy ends up kneeling by this pond and says, "Tell me about the rabbits." He starts talking about the rabbits, and bang! Shotgun to the back of the head.
Ah. Okay.
So I was putting out that I could have Sergei basically murder you after the wedding night.
I accept it.
Because Void Frost is a lovely human being.
He's an inhuman monster. What do you want?
That's true.
So it could be a really interesting character arc if she could actually make a Varric love.
That would involve her managing to override the pain of the very first Varric.
We can love. We can never swear the oath of love, though. And that means that we're not in love by changeling standards. But we can be in love, which is kind of horrible and painful in its own way, because we can never acknowledge that we're in love.
You're an odd bunch, you Varric, aren't you?
A bit. What's the fucking Lunid flaw?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Isn't it basically you've got super curiosity?
It's something like that, yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to look it up. I hope Austin died somewhere.
Yes, that would be extremely difficult to run a game with.
Outside Lunid thirsts after mystery and intrigue, and their curiosity often leads them into dangerous situations. They also are notorious meddlers, eager to put their fingers on everyone else's business. If a member of this house comes across a locked door, password protected system, or something else that keeps that is being kept hidden, they must try to discover the secret. If they choose not to investigate, the player gains one nightmare.
Yep.
Well, you just meddled enough.
Yep. Isn't it funny that the House of Meddlers just meddled this situation to buggery?
You'd almost think it was their job or something.
Yep.
Almost.
And also, keep in mind, what is Harold's concept? Being a young Merlin, a kingmaker, an interfering old bastard.
So, does that make Ferrich Arthur?
Seemingly. And that
Makes
makes
Willow
and that makes,
Arthur.
I mean, in that case, I'm gonna ask, where's Lancelot?
I'm Lancelot.
I'd have
No, you're
thought I'd have thought it made Willow into Guinevere.
Yeah, so I wonder where
Guinevere
Lancelot
is already knowable D.
Who would I be?
I mean, given that if Verge would be Arthur, I think you could be.
And back.
Okay, we were just, I was just about to message you on Facebook to see if you died on the route to get a drink.
No, speaking with somebody, housing situation, stuff.
Okay. We shall go back to magical fairy pixie land, which is full of nice and not full of housing stuff. That's how life works, right?
I believe so.
So Willow,
Hooray, imagination!
did you want to do the fainting thing, or what did you want
I
to
will
do?
do the fainting thing.
So, just to make, you couldn't write this better. Basically, when he says it's an engagement, she faints. Austin, what I want to do is do the kind of melodramatic grab, but just as she's about to hit the ground, and kind of that swooshing, grand kind of movement, you know.
Right. Give
My lord,
me...
your lady has swooned.
Swooned.
Dexterity expression. Your
Ooh.
specialty counts.
That's an amazing.
But a fraction of a second there, I thought you were calling us dicks.
He's clearly messed up.
It sounded like he was just saying dexterity.
Does this count
yes.
also, does this count as a social role?
Yes. Please.
That's expression.
I mean, technically.
You gotta ask, but this does not count as a social.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm down to willpower 3, guys. Another one's going down the drain, mostly because I don't want Willow to hit the ground. That would be really sad.
That would be hilarious, to be honest.
Oh wow! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
And with the fling of your cape, a whirl, a spin, you vanish. The front of you vanishes from the crowd, and you reemerge spinning, holding an unconscious Willow in your arms.
You know what?
Meanwhile,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you can.
Meanwhile, in the crowd, you just hear Ragnar. There used to be a great tower alone on the street.
From Steel? Really? You went there?
On the dark side of me. Now you can see.
Oh my god.
You know what, Austin? Let's seal this one. He kisses her softly on the forehead.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes berserk.
Kiss from a rose on a tree. Ooh.
Oh dear. But he kind of cradles her, for the perspective of the crowd. So her heart is so her head is just on his chest, and yeah, he is going to walk her. He is going to walk her into his office, where he is going to leave her to lay out on the sofa. Like, yeah, there you go. You're now down.
Yes.
As he makes a mental note to beat. What was it, Sir Harold to death at some point with a crowbar.
I just helped you, you prick.
Yeah, help me into a marriage with a Selkie.
Yeah, a marriage with a Selkie that's going to reinforce the commoner's love for you for the next decade.
At this point, Ragnar is drunkenly singing on the stage just from Rose by Seal.
You know what? I'll just kind of bring up desserts. They're gold leaf covered truffles. Super decadent and exuberant for no reason.
Kiss from a rose of the rain.
Marvelous. Well, as the Lord and Lady have retreated for the evening, we have two options. We should... Yeah, a Boggin speaks. Either quietly and peacefully make our way out, as obviously the celebrations of the evening have concluded. Or the celebrations have just begun because there's been an engagement. Get the good vodka.
Oh, we gonna get shit faced tonight.
You
One or
heard
two
the
bottles
champion,
will
we're
not be
getting
devoured.
shit-faced.
They were going to go into Mr. Mathel's coat pocket, never to be seen, at least in this establishment again.
What did you steal? What?
Bottle of vodka.
Okay. But you know what? Because he's not an inhuman monster, he is, but he's trying to convince her she's not. Voidfrost is going to leave her to sleep, so he will return outside. But he is going to leave her. He's basically going to take off his cloaked coat, not his cloak coat. He is going to leave it draped over Willow, so she doesn't get cold.
Aww.
Oh,
What a caring sociopath.
What a caring sociopath. But he's going to do that wonderful little finger motion to Sir Harold, like, come here.
Damn it, the come hither. He'll put his notepad away, pencils away. Then, fixing his coat, walk over. Yes, my lord?
Austin, quick question. How do changeling marriages actually function? I know they get married, but like, is the ceremony much the same?
Depends on house, depends on rank. Depends on kits involved. It's complicated.
He is basically going to do I get a best man at my wedding?
Mm-hmm.
He is going to inform Sir Harold and note to insert the case, since you got me into this mess, you will be my best man.
Austin, important question.
Saying no is a bad idea.
No, what is the tradition with best men in Changeling Society?
I'll get back to you.
We gonna have a party.
Assume it's breaking knees in case he tries to run.
Right, and there's no obligation of marry the bride should the groom not show up.
No.
Oh, good. Because Harold don't want half-sealed babies. So, yeah. I'll be honoured, my lord.
Lovely. On the side, he kind of looks over at the Boggans, who've managed to get into the liquor. He makes a mental note of how did they get into my safe that contained the good. I just don't want to know. That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Boggans.
The several boggans in one slua.
All getting ratted on the Varich good vodka. Just think about that. Like the Slua is drinking the good Varich vodka.
Oh, he's
Think
not
of
drinking.
the irony there.
Oh, he's not
stealing
drinking.
it.
Yeah, it's going into his pocket.
I was going to say, in theory, there are members of all kits in this room, so Varich would not have made the very political mistake of not allowing a single kit, despite how his house feel about Slua.
No,
It would
that's
have been a
legit.
poor political statement.
Mm-hmm. But Void Frost is just going to go, and he sits in his high back chair. He loops one of his legs up on the footrest, and he just kind of he listens to Ragnar sing really weird romance songs that makes him contemplate. I need to either get him laid or shoot him in the head.
Or
Why
both.
you sing silly love songs? What's wrong with that? I like to know.
So,
Oh.
so I need Ragnar to roll me straight charisma. The diff on this is 9.
You know, fuck, I spend the willpower. I don't care.
Because you do not have performance, so that increases it by 1, and you're a red cap, that increases it by 2.
So what was the difficulty?
9.
I got 1 success because of willpower.
I mean, it's almost like the sound of a cat being thrown through a food processor, but more pleasant. But he can keep rhythm. Can't hold a tune, but he can keep rhythm.
Sing so loud, maybe it's better this way. We hurt each other with the things we want to say.
I'm just going to say that I will pay a dross to the first person who tells the red cap they can't sing.
You keep your dross.
Actually, Violet takes the draws. Ragnar, get your ass off the stage and get this food that I cooked just for you.
Okay.
He'll quietly slip you the dross.
He'll eat his food.
Needless to say, it would appear as though we might require wedding cake.
Just going to guess that the Boggans are happy by this.
Or the
Maybe
red
I'm-
cap, depending on who he's talking to.
He was talking to the red cap.
Oh. She'll look over at are we thinking Kate, or are we thinking Dubai wedding cake?
We'll discuss it when future prospective wife is awake.
She'll give you a thumbs up.
These truffles are good.
I think, Austin, unless you have any more shenanigans you want to throw, that might be a good scene.
Your liquor cabinet gets ransacked.
Again.
I accept it. I mean, did the Boggans have
Totally
a...
ransacked. Like, legit ransacked.
It's fine. I have a question, though. Did the Boggans at least have a good time?
Everybody had a good time.
Well, it's important the Boggans did, because those are little gossiping bastards who are going to start spreading how awesome we are.
They did.
Yeah.
They
All
had
right.
a good time.
That's all that matters. All right. So with that in mind, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. I may have to do a follow-up scene with Saskia when she wakes up. Have a pleasant evening.